Owlcat have been dropping new material for the Expanse on and off for quite a while now, and I will be going through all of it. Starting with character creation. When it comes to your character, the background you choose will matter. The world of the Expanse will react around your choice. For example, Belters will use slang with you like Bossman or Kakamali. Martians will treat you like military staff, and Earthers could potentially come off as a bit opinionated or almost condescending depending on your background. And when it comes to classes, Owlcat has chosen to turn away from the rigid class system in favor of a more open approach, where you can build freely on the go. You choose your starting profile and then customize your character with things like origin, gender, skills, and if you want to, you could use presets like marksman, sniper, or officer, assault rifles, etc. And then freely build into what and how you want to play, whether you want to focus on combat, persuasion, or science. For example, snipers can experiment with and use the shoulder cannon that you see in the trailer if they want to, and I absolutely love this idea. You will truly be able to build and play your character the way you want to. When it comes to skills, checks are pass and fail. If you got the skills, the option is there for you to do something. If you don't, it isn't. But if you don't have it, your companions might. According to the developers, some areas are locked behind skill checks that either you or your companions might have. No dice rolls or special powers, just solving problems with the tools you have at hand. Unlike Owlcat's previous titles, the Expanse is being developed in Unreal Engine, since it, according to the developers, have the right kind of tools for this kind of game, such as cutscenes, character creation, and it is, as I understand it, very good for third-person shooter games. Combat in the Expanse is in some ways a bit Mass Effect-like, but not in a bad way. More like a good, proper third-person shooting game with lots of cover-based gunplay with some proper guns. Although no biotic powers.
Shepard.
What's up?
Just demonstrating a little biotic supremacy.
You okay, James?
Yeah, this is trippy. I'm kind of buzzing all over.
Just high-tech gear, such as specialized ammo that can highlight enemies through walls, shoulder cannons, and trajectory grenades. When it comes to your crew, you will be able to have 2 squad mates with you at a time. And in combat, it will be less about taking control of them and more about their impact on combat through orders. Kind of like Mass Effect's squad system, but definitely more advanced. You can direct them, tell them who to focus on, when to use their abilities, and when to trigger environmental takedowns, such as explosive crates, pipe bursts, or support collapsing. Example, your sibling Jay can take advantage of structural weaknesses like causing a ceiling to collapse or blow up sections to catch enemies on fire. Companions will have their own specialties such as hacker, snipers, engineer, and potentially demolitions. Everyone in the crew will have a clear role, and they all come with their own unique abilities. Hackers can hit foes with an EMP, or a sniper can provide cover fire and most likely make use of special ammo. And I think we all know what demolition can do. There will of course be companion banter in the game.
Careful. There goes the next Shadow Broker.
Could have sworn he was muttering to Sony the whole time.
Not funny.
The developers mention in an interview that there will be banter about food and drink. Companions will also apparently be able to help from afar, even if you do not bring them on the mission. Someone at the ship might be able to feed you intel, hack defenses, or provide backup fire from large distances. This is a very cool concept that will help with immersion and make the whole crew feel alive and involved. Combat in the Expanse will be fast, dynamic, and tactical. Flanking will be deadly. Cover can get destroyed and debris can fly everywhere, which will affect your field of view. And not to mention the possibilities and challenges with zero-G. You will need to move and adapt constantly. Now, Owlcat did not half-ass it when it comes to the Expanse. They actually brought in a former NASA astronaut to help them with the game and walk them through the realities of walking, shooting, fighting, and staying alive in space. And they go over even the tiniest details, such as how recoil will affect the body, how you can hear the hum of your suit, the use of mag boots, and how firefights take place in zero-G, or how astronauts crave spices, and of course the special space coffee mug. Incredible attention to detail and realism that Owlcat will bake into the game, while still keeping the sights on making a good game, and not forgetting about the fun. Choices in the Expanse really matters. In previous games, Owlcat made use of tech that was responsible for keeping track of player choice. Tech that has now been adapted to the Expanse. And player choices will affect things like how the environment and NPCs react to you, how your companions react, and what they will do as a consequence. How you play will decide if you will either earn trust for deeper arcs, loyalty missions, and even romance, or if they will leave the ship permanently. Background, actions, and choices will also change how story and areas will play out. An early example that the developers gave is whether civilians live or die on a station mission shifts the next level layout and how the characters will talk to you. You can also choose how you and your twin escape back to your ship, which will impact what happens and your companions' reactions. This shows for great storytelling. The Expanse really is a game about choices, factions, and consequences. Earth, Mars, and the Belt are all pulling in their own directions, and you are in the middle. As for the storyline, the game takes place during the first 2 books in the series, or first 2.5 seasons of the show. There will be no rewriting of the Expanse canon. It will run in parallel to James Holden's story from the books and the show. Things that happens in the show and the books still happens, and your story will be weaved into the overall timeline of the Expanse. And some of the actors from the show will make appearances in the game. You play as a mercenary for Pinkwater Security, who also has an identical twin named Jay, who will be your first squad mate. You both are on shore leave at Aero Station just when things are about to explode. And from there, a series of events will unfold, leading to you having your own ship. Now, is this going to be Mass Effect in the Expanse universe? Sort of, but not really. It is clear that the developers have taken inspiration from the trilogy and that the DNA is there, but it is in the best of ways. It might be a bit familiar at times, but it will look and feel completely different. Mass Effect is a space opera that has aliens, biotic powers, ancient mysteries, and reapers of worlds. The Expanse is hard sci-fi. There will be recoil, flanking, mag boots, and tough choices. You can't rip straight through a mech with biotic powers or detonate a singularity in a group of enemies. But you will have a cool ass shoulder cannon, trajectory grenades, and drones. Bullets will fly straight in a vacuum, which will affect gameplay and aim. Oh, and there will be no shields.